Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about very basic concept of computer networking. First, we have computer network, then network architecture, then protocols, then networking model, then network types, then authority in networking. So let's discuss each of them one by one. So what is a network? A network is something that connects two things together for a specific purpose. From this definition, what is computer network? A computer network connects two or more devices together for what? What was the purpose? The purpose is for sharing resources between each other. For example, any image file, any printing things, any data, etc. What is a internet? Internet is nothing but a globally connection, a globally collection of private autonomous system. What is private autonomous system? These are the system of network which managed by one technical administration, and it is also defined as network of networks. What is intranet? Intranet is internal part of network. For example, we have an application called SharePoint, Teams. These are the main examples of intranet. For example, if I am a person who works for any company ABC and there is a B person who works for the same company and we want to communicate, but we don't want to show this conversation to outside of this company. So we use intranet offering there. So we have an intranet network. What is extranet? Extranet is if any vendor or client access resource of your system, that then we call extranet. What is the example? For example, HCL, Wipro, they all use a service offered by Cisco or SolarWind or NSX, whatever. So this is all about computer network. I hope it is clear now. Network architecture. A host can any device which holds some network address. A host can be client, server, or peer. If we are calling a host a client, that means its work is to request the data. If we are calling it as a server, its work is to send or provide the data. If we are calling it as a peer host, that means its work is to request, send, provide the data. So client has the capability of requesting a data and server has the capability to send and provide the data, and peer has both of their capabilities. So client or peer can utilize the data from a server or peer. Coming to the types of networking now. So we have three type of network architecture. First, we are going to discuss about peer to peer. In peer to peer, we actually take data and provide data. For example, our WhatsApp, Facebook, we are utilizing peer to peer networking there. Then we have client and server. It is very simple and forward. A client has to request the data and a server has to the duty to provide the data. And in the third one, which is mainframe terminal, it is like we have a server. We call it as a centralized point, which is also called mainframe, which has all the logic, like what should be a data logic, what are the how to access list, everything is there. But we manage it from a terminal. We request it to access the whole server or some part of the server from a terminal. So this is called mainframe terminal network architecture. The example is RDP, remote desktop remote desktop protocol. Then we in client server we have email as an example, and here we have these all. So network architecture is all about this. Now let's talk about protocols. So now understand, if I am a person A from India, another person is from Spanish, I mean sorry, Mexico, and he speaks Spanish, and I'm from India, I speak Hindi or English. But he doesn't speak English neither, nor he speak Hindi. So there's no common language, but we are on a call with each other and we are sharing the data. But it is not utilizing by any of us because I don't know Spanish, they don't know Hindi or English. So data is not happening. Either even though data is transferring or coming or whatever, data is traveling, but it's not happening. So communication is not happening. Earlier, we were having IBM computers that were only capable of connecting with their own manufacturings like IBM motherboards, IBM keyboards, IBM mouse, IBM CPU, etc. So they were that capable. But most of the company came like Logitech, like HP, like Intel. They tried to access their monitor with their CPU, their motherboard, their things. But that is not happening because they were having their protocols. They are having their own protocols. Protocols means rules. So to overcome this issue, we come up with a solution that the communication which is happening, that has to be on same rules. Rules in networking, we call it as protocols. Rules in networking, we call it as protocols, because that governs, because that rules govern how devices communicate and share information across a network. So what are those protocols? For example, IP, for example, HTTP, for example, SMTP, etc. So we think our monitor speaks with our CPU, Logitech, but no, these are protocols who communicates the rules. For example, you send some data, but he is also utilizing that data in there in the form of protocol that has to be matched. So we have the networking model. So we have a networking model. It is nothing but coming to now let's define what is networking model. So networking model is nothing but a blueprint of detailing standard for how protocols communication should occur. In this video, I will not be going in depth of this networking model. In the next video, I'll go. But we will just taking as an intro. Yes, networking model is of two types. So let's discuss. So networking model is of two types as of now, well recognized. The first one is from Department of Defense, TCP/IP, which is of 5 layer, and the second one is OSI, which is from ISO. We'll discuss ISO DoD in the authority in networking. So OSI developed by ISO in 1984. It is of 7 layer and it is of 5 layer. So these both networking model have layer concept, where these layers exist with some protocols, and both the side of client and server, they has to be matched. Then only should data should transfer, data should flow. So let's discuss what is OSI model very briefly. So OSI model. OSI model consists of 7 layers. First one is application layer. Second one is presentation. Third one is session layer. Then we have transport layer. Then we have your network layer. Then we have data layer. Then we have physical layer. So these are called user layer. These are called network layer. And this is a reference connection, who works between these two layers. So this is OSI model. It is developed by ISO, International Organization of Standardization, and on the other side we have TCP layer, which is developed by DoD in 1970s, early 1970s. So this is the first implementation model. Then we have this reference model. And DoD is called Department of Defense. So in the TCP/IP, we have four layers. The first one is the application layer. The second one is transport. The third we have internet. Then we have network access layer. Network access layer. So these three has been replaced by application. Transport is same. Network and data. Network layer is single-handedly went to the internet layer, and then these two went to the network access layer. So this is about basics about these two networking layer. We will discuss them later in my later videos. But as of now, just understand this. So now we'll go to network types. What are the network types we have? So we have lots of network types, which are LAN, that means local area network. It is mainly you can see in any building, campus. It has high speed that covers small geographical area. Then Ethernet comes here. Then we have WAN, wide area network. It covers large geographical area. And in this we have a offer under administrative control of several organizations. Then we have MEN, Metropolitan Area Network. But it is become prevalently used. So we don't even bother about it. Just to understand this, understand we have mainly these three types of networking type. Then we have lots of, but I don't want to go and discuss about them. You can study them by your own. So next we have authorities in networking. This is very important to understand all the authorities because you will get to hear about them a lot of time. So first we have, okay, before that I'll tell you one thing. How how India need Supreme Court, Election Commission, RBI. What are these? What are the roles? If we say a criminal is justice or injustice, so that is that decided by Supreme Court judges, right? And we are, and everyone has to agree with that. If Election Commission say BJP won, that means BJP won. If RBI says tomorrow I'll not I'll not create I'll not print 2000 notes, that means no, he will not going to, or they will not going to prepare it. So the India is having lots of organization that helps India to run in a proper way, where everyone is, following ethics which they follow, because they are always want our welfare. Like that, in networking, we have lots of organization which we have elected, which do welfare in terms of everything in network, whether it is any IP address, whether it's any standardization, whether it is causing anything else or not, whether it is a fair distribution or not, everything. So this is the need in networking to get the certification for any addresses, for any numbers, to do welfare, to provide fair distribution to everyone. We have these many organizations and so on. We'll discuss right now. These are well recognized one: IANA, IEEE, IETF, ISO. Okay, so let's discuss about them. So let's discuss first about IANA. IANA full form is Internet Assigned Number Authority. So it has number authority, means rules and regulation to ISP. Then we have IEEE. That full form is Institute of Electronic and Electrical Engineers. They take care of all standard. Any new company is happening, they're saying we are part of network, we provide this monitoring and all. So that has to be agreed or take a certification from IEEE. Then we have IETF. That means Internet Engineer Task Force. This is X technology for years responsible for RFC. RFC is route for comment. They are said we there are set of IPs, set of subnets, the set of classful IP addresses which no one can use. They are responsible for that. Then they also describe behavior of how to work on internet. All protocols suit. What is protocol suite? It's a collection of multiple protocols. Level work means they describe behavior of how to work on internet. All protocol suits level work. If any protocol is breaking by anybody, they are the responsible for that. Then we have ISO, International Standard of Organization. They have im- they have they are responsible for layer concepts. So I hope this is for today. In the next video, we will be covering more about networking reference model and networking devices. I hope everything is clear. If any question you have, please put in the comment section. I'll happy to share you on that, the answer of that. And please, if you find it a little bit useful, my video, please subscribe my channel and hit the like button. Please support.